All right, let's get rocking. It is Monday. So fired up to be chatting with everybody today. Man, what a crazy week we had last week. Getting to do some Zooms with the different teams, seeing the teams inside the team growing. That is exciting. That stuff gets me crazy fired up. Seeing Roger Strouder's team, seeing him and Kim's team growing like crazy. It's so exciting to see the fire in new people with what we got going on. So many things happening all over. I'm just texting with Brandon Beal before the call. And he's telling me some of the stuff going on in this team with Noel, with Sarah Stevens, with Kristen Landry. Apparently, she just uncovered a $300,000 annuity. Crazy stuff going on. Tucker Parrish, Chris Callis, Greg Kokosi. Just it gets me fired up to hear about new people winning. Fired up out of my mind. So here it is. This is the week of Christmas. You didn't think 2020 was going to go so quick, did you? And here we are, just 10 days left. Let me tell you something. The next 10 days, I know obviously we're going to take some breaks with family and things like that, but I'm telling you, the next 10 days are powerful for what we're going to do in 2021. Big time powerful. So let's get going. Let's get to the numbers, and then I want to get Jeremico Edwards on. I want you to hear some of what's going on his team, and I want you to hear what he has to say about the next 10 days and how powerful they are. So let's do all producers over 1,000 for the week last week. Victoria Dennis, $1,032. Gustavo Mercedes Tehran, $1,159.20. Mary Weir, $1,249.80. Janice Prysock, $1,334.52. Terrence Thompson, $1,541.76. Sabrina Floyd, $1,543.44. Chris Callis, $1,594.44. Rogers and Kim Straughter, $1,629. Andrew Spodek, $2,007.12. Latasha Patterson, $2,323.56. Evan Patzer, $2,749.20. Terry Moser, $2,782 in premium. Just got your new GMR started, Terry. I know you are going to kill it in 2021. All right, let's go. Brittany Martin, $2,846.02. Noel Wilson, $2,932.56. Sarah Stevens, $2,977.08. Roxana Lau, $3,072. Isaac Mendez, $3,117.12. Mimi Ramiro, $4,389. Billy Crane, $5,185.84. Tucker Parrish, one of those new stars on the Beal team. Tucker, we got to get you a guest on the call, man. I want people to hear what you got going on, bro. You're killing it. $6,915.72. Mark Hutchison, $6,953.04. I'm in second place, $10,663.20. And number one for the week this week, Jeremico Edwards, $13,123.08. Get this, across 17 apps. Bro, that is work, man. You are putting in the work. Proud of you, dude. All right, let's go. Oh, here's my recruiting numbers. Let's go to completed fast tracks. All with one direct and completed fast track last week. You've got Rogers and Kim Straughter, Billy and Ada Crane, Sabrina Floyd, and Mark Hutchison. With two direct completed fast tracks, you got Gustavo and Mercedes Tehran, Jeremico Edwards, and Antonin DiCarlo. With three direct completed fast tracks, Noel Wilson, Austin Heater in third place with four direct completed fast tracks. Way to go, Austin. Second place would be my base shop here with 6 direct completed fast tracks. And number one, Brandon and Ashley Beal at 7 direct completed fast tracks. Way to go, guys. Enrollees in licensing last week, Jeremico Edwards, Rogers and Kim Straughter, and Mark Hutchison all had 1 direct enrollee in licensing. Gustavo and Mercedes Tehran had 3 direct enrollees in licensing. Way to go, Gustavo and Mercedes. And leading the way in enrollees in licensing would be my base shop here with 6 direct enrollees in licensing. Let's go to completed contracts. All with 1 completed new agent contract last week. You got Jonathan Henderson, Michael Frederick, Sabrina Floyd, Brandon and Ashley Beal, Rogers and Kim Straughter, and Gustavo and Mercedes Tehran. With 2 direct completed contracts last week, Noel Wilson, Mark Hutchison with 3 direct completed contracts. Mark's following through on what he said he was going to do. He said he's going DM, qualified DM January and February. I love it, man. Austin Heater, dude, way to go. 4 direct completed contracts. That was good for second place last week. And then my base shop coming in first place with 6 direct completed new agent contracts last week. We are rocking. Awesome. All right, let's get going. Let's get the first guest on. Jeremico Edwards, can you come on, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, man, light us up, dude. I know you are fired up out of your mind. Hearing the stuff coming out of your mouth gets me fired up, dude. So I'm going to mute out and I'm going to listen in. Light us up, bro.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Man, we're coming off of a good week here. And I look forward to having another good week this week. So my name is Jeremico Edwards. I'm here in Detroit, Michigan. And man, oh man, we have a time of the season coming up here. And I'm not talking about the holidays. I'm talking about your biggest production week ever. I've been doing this business for many years now. And I remember when I first started, I asked Stephen a question. I said, Stephen, how do I get myself to move? Right? Because I know what I want. I know what I'm focused on. I know I don't want to stay working in a factory like where I came from. And I know I don't just want a regular job. So how do I get myself moving? Because now that I'm in this business, I set my own schedule. I set my own goals. But how do I get myself moving on those goals? And Stephen, of course, he told me something that later on I read in the book. It said that you have to act your way into a feeling, right? So nobody can move you but you. So if you have goals set for 2021, you have to start down the path of accomplishing those goals, and then the feeling will come. Whereas before I read that, or before I talked to Stephen, I was waiting for a feeling to hit me, and then I will move. But that will never happen. Like if you're on this phone, if you're on this Zoom call and you're listening to my voice, if you're waiting for a feeling to hit you for you to get started, it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's kind of like, it's the same as a person waiting to hit the lottery to get rich. I'm telling you, like you have to be the one to spark it. You have to act your way into a feeling. Don't think the spirit gonna hit you. You gotta move the spirit. Get out there and move the spirit. You have to move. And this is why Stephen wanted me to talk about next week. Next week is critical. The week between Christmas and New Year's, that will start your new year. Don't be like the average person out here. Sorry, that was a call that came through. The average person says, I'm gonna start my new year January 1st. And they'll just explode the rest of the year. They'll just lay down, they'll submit, they'll give up, they'll just relax until the beginning of the year. January 1st, they feel like they're gonna attack it. That's the feeling that they have. They feel like they're gonna attack it January 1st. It never happens. If you talk to Billy Crane used to work in the gym. If you talk to Billy, what happens is these people who wait till January 1st, if they wait till January 1st to get into the gym, they're out of the gym by January 29th. I think it's earlier than that. I don't know. Like there's some mass stats on when a person is done with their goals if they start January 1st. That's why next week is so critical. Next week is the perfect time to run appointments. So you've spent time with your family, during Christmas. And now after that, now your family gets to see you getting after it too, because they may want to take time with you the whole week, but you have to say, hey, I got these goals I'm trying to accomplish. You need to show that leadership in your family. The rest of your family, the rest of your neighborhood, they're going to take 2 weeks off. They're not going to do anything for 2 weeks. But if you show that leadership and you say, hey, I'm trying to hit these goals, you're going to go out, and when other agents are taking the break, you're going to help all the people that need help, all the people that's off work. You're going to get to all those people, all the people that's thinking about family. You're going to hit them at the right time. You're going to have the biggest week ever next week. I promise you, if you just get after it and you take a little time off, but then right after Christmas, you hit the phones, you hit the field, you are going to have your best week ever. And it only comes from, you taking advantage of opportunity. Like, understand, people get rich through opportunities. People get rich through taking advantage of situations that come to them. Next week is a big advantage for us. Next week is a big situation that we can take advantage of. because people are off work. Everybody's at home, they're relaxing, and here you call and you're relaxed and you're just coming to see them. So just understand the situation, just understand the opportunity that we have for you to start your goals next week and not be like the status quo. The status quo person will do nothing for their goals until January 1st. And here's the thing, here's what I was reading earlier. Avoid the trap of the poor performer. Avoid the trap of the poor performer. And it's interesting. And this is from the book Goals from Brian Tracy. He says how we should avoid the trap of the poor performer. And he talks about how there's learned helplessness. So a person can say to themselves, well, I'm not good in that area, or I'm not talented. I don't have natural talent. So they'll waste months and years saying to themselves that they're not good. And they'll keep coming up with excuses when all they have to do is have a little dedication and determination. So if they have dedication and determination, then they can accomplish their goals. But if they have learned helplessness, then they're going to keep saying, well, I'm not that good in that area. It's not a natural talent for me. So they never put energy into it. They never set it as a decision. For me and my two daughters, I have to make a decision. Like I have made a decision that I want 2021 to be my best financial year ever. I made 2021 I want 2021 to be my best mental year ever. Like keeping a positive mind, financially. I want to hit $800,000 in income. And so I have to help a lot of people in order to hit that. I've made a decision that 2021 is going to be my biggest recruiting year ever. Now that's not really saying much because I haven't recruited hundreds of thousands of people in a year. But this year I have to set specific goals. So my goal is 20 people a month, licensed agents. That will be, not only will it be my biggest recruiting year, but it'll be my biggest income year. So I have to set that. And then I also have to make sure that my team is setting goals as well. So that's something else that we can accomplish in 2021 that we haven't been able to accomplish in the past, that we all have to be around other people that setting goals. Like I didn't make that a goal of mine to be around other people that setting goals. Like 2021, if you don't have any goals, I have very little time for you. And so I'm putting my line, I'm drawing a line in the concrete to say 2021 will happen for me. It can only happen for me if I'm doing something about it now. It won't happen if I procrastinate. Procrastination is the biggest myth. People feel like if they procrastinate, then they'll get the spirit all of a sudden. It don't work like that. Procrastination is a myth. You think you're gonna do it later? It ain't gonna happen. If you put it off until later, it won't happen. So do not procrastinate. And here's another tip I'll leave everybody on this call with. We have to do it together. Stephen needs us. Like Stephen needs a team. Andy needs a team. I need a team. Everybody who's on this call, you need a team around you. It's impossible for us to do it by ourselves. We cannot lead a nation of people. We cannot lead a group of people if we don't have a team to help us to lead. So just understand that you're not in this alone. That's something you can carry into next week. Just understand that we're all fighting. We're all starting our goals next week. The week between Christmas and New Year's, we're all fighting for 2021. So we want you to fight for us. But we want you to fight with us next week. We don't mind if you fight with us come January, but we need you next week to start fighting with us because it's nothing that we can't accomplish. If we all stick together, we lock arms, and we dedicate ourselves, and we say, you know what? These are my group of boys. Like these are my boys that I'm running with. These are my gals that I'm gonna run with. These are my people that we're running with. If we stick together, there's nothing that we can't accomplish. So 2021 will be our year. 2021 will be your year. I remember, last thing I'll say, Stephen, it was this preacher. They asked the preacher, they said, hey, are you trying to convert everybody? The preacher said, nope, just you. So it's like, is everybody trying to get? We're not trying to help everybody. We're trying to help you. We don't. We want everybody to accomplish their goals, but let's just focus on you. We want you to hit your goals. So your goals will start next week. It don't start January. Your goals will start next week. Whatever you do next week will be your trajectory to 2021. So let's make it happen. Let's do the right thing. Let's get in there. Let's get after it. Fired up. Stephen Davies.
I love it, bro. You got me fired up. Grab it and growl. That's what we're going to do next week. We are going to grab it and growl. We're going to tear it up, dude. I'm telling you, 20 years of doing this. Everything Jeremico is telling you is 100% true. Every year, someone has a massive week between Christmas and New Year's. Might as well be you. Multiple people are going to do it. There's going to be massive things happening. Let's get you caught up in it. I love it. I love it. Got me so fired up, dude. All right, next I want to get Soto on. I want him to share some of the good stuff going on his team. A crazy momentum, Soto. I'm just looking at Austin Heater, 4 direct recruits. That's the guy headed to agency manager right there. So Soto, light us up, brother. I'm going to mute out and listen into you.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, bro.
Sweet, sweet. Hey, Austin will say it wasn't 4. He'll tell me it was 5. Okay, so I guess something wasn't registered, but he did 5 last week. So he's fired up, man. He's trying to win some of that money for the $100,000 for non-AM that Andy's giving out. But Andy's still giving out $300,000 of lead credit. So Steven just asked me to hop on real quick, man, and say hi to y'all. And I'm just fired up, man, because recruiting is a delayed gratification, right? So we have a bunch of people that start in October, November, and starting now that are finally going out there and fired up out of their mind to go out there and win. Okay. So like Tucker Parrish, like people say, oh my God, how did he come out here this month and is going to issue pay over 35,000? Well, he's been working since October, putting policies, learning the system, going out there, putting his head down. But I mean, if I go out there, Steven, right now and tell you what the biggest thing that people have been doing is that they're being crazy coachable. They're being crazy teachable. And we're getting to know our people and giving people grace. If it wasn't for you, Steven, like giving me grace, like I was terrible. Okay. It took time for me to do what I had to do. So Steven gave me grace, and I allow the team to have grace also. So what happens is, man, a lot of people are like, I just hired this person. They want them to do 30,000, and they just have to develop it. So you got to develop these leaders to go out there. So, dude, we have people like Tucker and Kristen Landry and Sarah Stevens going out there in Beal's organization. Like the stuff that I see cooking on Beal's organizations is crazy. Like some of the stuff don't even register. So, you'll see who's number 1 now, but the beginning of the year, you're gonna see Brandon Beal number 1 again. Some of the biggest things that you see in his team, they're gonna be issue paying 150,000 a month, easy the beginning of the year. It's because it's starting now. Okay. Noah Wilson, dude, like warrior, fighter, going out there and fighting for the team, going out there fighting for his wife and my buddy N4. That's it, no fourth. But dude, the amount of sheer work that he does and how he's killing it with crazy, crazy referrals. So going out there saying, shoot, I don't got leads this week. No leads came up, but says, oh, you know what? I have 60, 70, 80 referrals that he's calling the referrals and helping these people. He had a massive, if I don't know if it come on the report, but he had a massive weekend. I want to say 12 to 15,000 this Saturday, and I believe it was all referrals. So people are buying insurance now. People are at home thinking about their loved ones, thinking that and here in Pennsylvania, you can't hang out with people more than 6 people in the lockdown. So people are thinking about their family members that are no longer here or that are here and they're sick, right? And they maybe not be here for a long time. So they're going out there and helping these people. So you're probably in this business to help people, to care about them. The more you care about people, the more money you will make. It is insane. Listen, I told a story last week in my team. I put an IUO in there, and with NOG, guy got approved. Got approved, but was busy to get a signature. Okay, ended up passing away 2 weeks later. All right. It is serious out here, especially if they're older. So make sure you do the right thing. I called him, did the right thing. Guy was busy with work. His wife called me, said, "Man, I wish we would have had time." This stuff is serious. Okay. People need us. But not only about Brandon Beal's organization, but you see Austin Heater going out there getting 5 contracted agents, okay, saying that he's going to get another 5 to be in the top 10, okay. Um, Jeremy, I still think you're on volume up. So try and get a top 10 to win some of this money, right? So he's going out there, but then to see, the Shonda Mills and Josh Mills going out there and hiring like crazy, it's insane. The people underneath Heater, I think he's like 6 in depth now, Davies. It's insane because he's saying, look, this is what Andy gave us. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. It's gonna get better and better and better. So we're gonna keep driving depth. When it gets to that ultimate goal, we're gonna go out there and win. We there. People are gonna say, what the heck? Where did Austin Heater come from? All right, you can't forget about Evan Patcher. Like Patcher's been grinding out there, top, okay, in our agency. He's always number one, 2 or 3, 2. I'll say 2. He'll hit me if I say 3. Okay, 2, okay. But going out there helping people, writing annuities. All right, if you're struggling, like I say, that people are writing annuities in our agency because they're seeing that Evan Patcher, I think, wrote like 15 already annuities this year. It's some crazy, insane amount of annuities. But he's going out there, helping people, hiring people, and he's not getting left behind, by the way. He's having a crazy team in New Jersey that you're going to be like, what the heck? But, dude, I'm fired up. We have people like Sabrina, my buddy Steve, direct with. Um, Even I'm fired up that I'm gonna be showing up on the leaderboard this week, right? Isn't that crazy? But dude, I'm fired up, brother. Even though we have wind like snow up here, you guys probably still got good weather. I am fired up out of my mind. I see a lot of new people. It is crazy just to pick up the phone and talk to a new person, or you see a new person in your agency, 7 in depth, and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm on your team." I'm like, man, it's insane. So if it's crazy for me, I know it's crazy exciting for you when you're like, who the heck is this person? So dude, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you need anything, let me know, brother.
I love it, man. I love it. Can you feel it? I mean, it's about to boil over. You hear what's going on all the teams. It's just the wave is building. The wave that is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy 2021. The wave is building. You can feel it coming. Oh man, got me fired up, Soto. Got me fired up talking about what's going on with the team, seeing all that, and that's when things get crazy. When people all of a sudden show up, it's like, where'd this guy come from? Where'd this guy come from? Where'd this person come from? That's what we got going on. Dude, you got me fired up. All right. So we're going to keep this call shorter today. I do want to get into my message for today. So here's a fact. Everything rises and falls based on leadership. That's something that's as true as gravity. It's true whether you want it to be. It's true whether you don't want it to be. It doesn't matter. Everything rises and falls based on leadership. And it doesn't matter if it's a business. It doesn't matter if it's a family. It doesn't matter what organization it is. Everything rises and falls based on leadership. Now, here's what I want for you. Here's what Holly and I want for you. We want 2021 to be the best year in the history of your family. We want 2021 to be the best year in the history of your family. We're going to talk next week a lot about goals. And that book Jeremico mentioned is huge. If you haven't read Brian Tracy's book, Goals, put it on the must-read list. That book it's the best book on goals I've ever read. 20 years of self-development, best book on goals I've ever read. We're going to talk a lot about goals next week, but this week what I want to talk about is leadership, because what will happen for you in 2021 is going to be based on the level that you lead at. So every year I read this book, Think and Grow Rich. This is the first self-development book I ever read. I still remember where I was when I read it. I had bought the book at an event I was at with Andy, because Andy kept hammering on me about reading. You got to read, Bo. You got to read. You got to read. I'm like, I don't want to read. I don't want to read. I paid a kid to do my book reports when I was in school. I don't want to read. But I buy the book, and I'm just to appease Andy, and I put it in my backpack. Well, we're up at Holly's dad's place in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which, so do you talk about the cold and the snow, bro? Upper Peninsula, Michigan is crazy for a South Florida boy to be up there. So we're up there in February. There is nothing to do. And I'm like, if I play one more game of cards, I'm going to lose my mind. So I thought, well, you know what? Hey, I got that book I bought. Might as well read it. Got nothing else to do. And I'm telling you, when I read this book, the first chapter, Thoughts Are Things, it messed me up. It messed me up to realize how passive I had been with what I was allowing in my head. When I read this book, it changed the way I look at self-development in every area of my life. It made me crazy aggressive as a reader. It made me paranoid about what I'm allowing in my head. That first chapter, Thoughts Are Things, is crazy. So as I reread it every year just to, around this time to get my mind right. And I'm reading, there's a chapter in there where he lists the 11 attributes, the major attributes of leadership. And I thought, man, that's good stuff. I got to share it with the team. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. And on each of these, I just want you to think it through. Think through, at what level am I leading in this area? We tend to think of things as checkmark lists, when in the actuality is we're always on a spectrum. We're always, somewhere between a 1 and a 10 on these things. So where we're a 1, we got to move towards a 10. Where we're an 8, can we get it to a 10? You see what I'm saying? So always think of, where am I at currently on these things? Because these 11 attributes of leadership are massive. And like I said, I go back to where I started the message. Holly and I want 2021 to be the best year in the history of your family. So I need you to lead at a high level. All right, number 1 attribute, unwavering courage. You can't be a scaredy cat and lead at a high level. I look at Andy Albright and the leadership that he's provided in 2021. We could have completely come off the rails with everything that went on in 2020. Sorry. But you look at how he led us through that. That's unwavering courage. And it doesn't matter, again, whether it's a business or a family. Show me a family with a scaredy cat set of parents. That family is never going to achieve much. Unwavering courage. Now, here's the crazy thing about courage. You develop courage by doing things you're scared to do. So nobody can say, I'm just not a courageous person. No, it just means you haven't developed it yet. And so every time you do something that scares you, every time you do something that pulls you out of the comfort zone, you're developing courage at a higher level. Unwavering courage. Let me tell you something. I learned this early on. Andy said, Bo, if you listen for what makes most people cry, if you listen for what makes most people quit, if you listen for what makes most people roll over and pee-pee on themselves, and you just get your mind right that I'm willing to do that and 10%, you'll pass everybody. And he was 100% right. 100% right. But every time you do something that makes you uncomfortable, every time you do something that scares you, you're developing that courage at a higher level. And I love that he starts with that in this whole list of things, because a scaredy cat can't do anything massive. And let me tell you something. The people you see do massive things, they're scared when they do it. They just do it anyways. They just do it anyway. They're in the habit of doing it anyway. Jeremy talked about that. Acting your way into a feeling. You don't want to do something, and you say, well, I just want to just do it. Every time you do it, you're developing courage. Number 2, he talks about self-control. Self-control is vital to a leader. And you say, well, some people have higher levels of self-control than others. No, they're just in the habit. They've developed it. Nobody's born self-control deficient at birth. Nobody's born and the doctor goes, this one's going to have no self-control ever. Those with high levels of self-control are just in the habit of exercising self-control. Why is self-control so vital in leadership? Because leadership requires doing what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it. Leadership requires setting an example. Leadership requires you be out front leading. That takes self-control. And let me tell you something, Jeremico, the more you work on this now, the more it's going to serve you making $800,000 this year. Dude, when you said that, I got chills. I was like, whew, Jeremico's going to have a massive year this year. You got to develop self-control now, because once you start going to those levels of income, you've got more options. I'm always scratching my head when broke people don't work. I'm like, what else you got to do? You know what I'm saying? What else you got to do? It makes no sense. I've got amenities. I've got options. It takes more self-control at my level than it does it. And I can't imagine self-control takes at Andy's level. I mean, think about it. The self-control it takes to do what he doesn't want to do when he doesn't want to do it, despite the options he's got. That's high, high, high levels of self-control. Massive, massive need. All right, number 3, attribute of leadership, a keen sense of justice. You look at all top leaders, they've got that keen sense of justice. They do what's right no matter what. They got that solid foundation. They know where they stand morally and ethically, and there's no question. There's no question. You see, a lot of people can survive failure, but this number 3, that's what it takes to survive success. You see people that become successful and then just come absolutely unraveled and unglued and turn into a giant disaster. They lost that attribute. Now, they might have had it before, but they lost it. How do you develop this keen sense of justice? It's simple. Put the right stuff in your head and be around the right people. When I'm around people that do the right thing every time, it makes me want to do the right thing every time. Association and media, and really all of these 11 attributes. I mean, when you think about the power of association and the media you take in, it would freak you out if you truly understood the power of it. That's what Thoughts or Things. If you haven't read that, hey, do me a favor, read that chapter 1 in Think and Grow Rich. Thoughts or Things. Text me how it makes you feel. Text me how anxious it makes you about the stuff that you allow in your brain. It's crazy. It's crazy. So number 3, that keen sense of justice. That's the foundation. That's the moral principle foundation that it takes to continue to lead at a high, high level. And that's one where maybe we don't want to admit, hey, fix them. Fix those integrity gaps. Find them and fix them. Find them and fix them. We all got them. We got to find them and fix them. But that keen sense of justice, doing the right thing. Soto, you gave me chills thinking about that policy. Ugh. Gave me chills thinking about that, right? But you heard Soto. He did the right thing. He tried to follow through. Soto, I promise you, there's policies fall off all the time because people don't follow through with that sense of I've got to do the right thing. Awesome. A keen sense of justice. All right. Definiteness of decision. Number 4. Decisive people. Leadership takes definiteness of decision. I'm going to be on the dial jam Monday morning, 9 a.m., and I am not going to stop making calls until I book 20 appointments. Not going to, there's no other option. That's the kind of definiteness of decision that it takes to lead at a high level. I'm going to invest X amount in recruiting every month, no matter what. I promise you, what you're seeing, that fruit has come out in Austin and what's growing, he made some decisions and he stuck to them. Definiteness of decision is such a separating factor from achievers and non-achievers. Non-achievers waver, they waffle, they go back and forth all the time. You can't get a low achiever to make their mind up. God, you've been there, right? You're coaching a low achiever and they're just, well, but let me tell you something. They'll never get anything done until they decide to start being decisive. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. And I'm going to stick by it no matter what. When other people try and talk me out of it, sticking to my guns on this one. Definiteness of decision. Wavery people, hemming and hawing, never get anything done. Same thing in a family. Again, I keep tying this back and forth, right? The leadership in a family is key to the family's success. If you're going to be a leader in a family, you got to have definiteness of decisions. This is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it, and that's what's happening. Definiteness of decision. No wavering, no waffling. Jeremico, definiteness of decision. I am going to make $800,000 in 2021. Definite. You didn't hear him waffle, did you? You didn't hear him say, yeah, I was hoping, thinking maybe, if everything, if things went well and everything worked out and, I might, no, you didn't hear any of that him and hawing. He said it, and he said it so just plain. You heard Brandon Beal, was that last week, talking about going partner? You see that definiteness of decision. It's a massive, massive thing in leadership. Let me tell you something. You're going to make mistakes. I know. Why? Because I make them too. But you can't let that affect your definiteness of decision. See, people let the mistakes they made in the past, they let the hurts from the past, they let it cause them to be waffly, wavery people. Don't. You just got to put all that behind you. Definiteness of decision, massive, massive, massive. I can hammer that one all day. And it's funny because I'll see that click and I'll go, they're about to make a massive move. They're about to make a massive move because they're definite. Hutch last week saying, I'm going qualified DM. I'm going qualified DM January and February. Definiteness of decision. Now, number 5 goes right behind it. Definiteness of plans. What's the plan for 2021? What's the plan? What's your GMR? Where are you getting your other leads? What's your recruiting budget? What days are you going to dial? Definiteness of plans. It's no coincidence that top producers do the same things. They all do the same things. You look at whether it's a Megan Wood, number 1, or Hutch, or anywhere between. You take the top 10, they got definite plans. They're not flying by the seat of their pants. They got definite plans. So what are your plans? What's your calendar? Every person that achieves at a high level is a slave to their schedule. I remember early on in the Alliance, I heard Alec Fitzgerald say from stage, which I'm so excited for him and Paul Roberts. God, love those guys. So excited for the two of them, but you'll find out why soon. But I remember he said from stage, he said, the ultimate freedom is choosing to be a slave to your calendar. That's the ultimate freedom. And as soon as he said it, I wrote it down. I still got the journal I wrote it in. And I committed that day to being a slave to my calendar. And it produced massive results. Everything you see we've done in our life is 100% an extension of definiteness of plans, having a calendar, having a commitment, and sticking to it. Clarity. All right, number 6. This is a big separator. This is a big, big separator. And I'm telling you, I want to give you a chance to get your mind right. You'll see people, and you can think back maybe jobs you've had in the past. You see people that have moved up in a company. This is number 6 right here. This is leadership. The habit of doing more than you're paid for. That extra mile habit. I'm telling you, it's that extra mile, doing more than you're paid for. Low achievers are minimums people. What's the minimum? And you'll hear that when you're recruiting someone, and you can hear in their questions like, God, this is a minimums person. He's trying to find out what's the least amount of phone calls he could make to get the least amount of appointments, to get the least amount. What's the least I can do? High achievers are maximums people. High achievers always go above and beyond. It's no different than you show me the producers with high persistency, meaning the stuff they write stays on the books. They go above and beyond. They don't just sell the policy, get the signature, and then never talk to the person again. They go above and beyond. You show me someone that's growing a massive team, that's someone that is going above and beyond. Minimums people never accomplish much. A minimum person never accomplishes anything worth accomplishing. But that going above and beyond, where am I pulling short in my life? Where can I get closer to being a 10 on this? Being a 10 on someone that always goes above and beyond. Massive, massive difference. And I'm telling you, the thing is, and this is what's crazy about low achievers, they always think they're going to be different when. They always think they're going to be different when. It's not like that. Well, when I get the big contract, then I'll do that. When I'm an agency manager, then I'll show up early. And they never get there. They never get there. Be someone that's in the habit of doing more than you're expected to. Surprise people with excellence. Isn't that crazy? Think about, we live in a world where excellence is a surprise, but it's that easy to separate yourself from the rest of the pack. Surprise people with excellence is the message I've got for you with number 6 here. All right, number 7, a pleasing personality. Now, here's the thing. We all think we have a pleasing personality. There might be someone somewhere that goes, you know what? I've got a terrible personality and that's who I am. Okay. We're not talking about them. We're talking about me and you. We all think we have a pleasing personality. We all think that we think that. So it's not a matter of what we think. Here's the question. What's it like to be on the other side of me? That's how you truly know. What's it like to be on the other side of me? I remember early on in the Alliance, a speaker said something from stage that just made you go, and people gave it a cursory laugh, you know, like the obligation laugh. And Andy said, Bo, there's something to remember. Just because people laugh doesn't mean they think it's funny. And I went, whew. Yeah, I have 100% fake laughed at something because I just felt like I was obligated to. Whew. And that's when I started looking through the lens of what's it like to be on the other side of me? Where are areas that I can smooth out in my communications and how I talk to people? I talk about this a lot with my leaders. What's your wake? Everybody leaves an emotional wake. What's your wake? What's your wake? It's easy to think I got a great emotional wake, but if we're going to lead at a higher level in 2021, we've got to take our wake, our emotional wake, to an even higher level of positivity. When people leave our presence, do we leave them better off than we found them? This is a massive, massive difference between top performers and low performers. Low performers think they got it all figured out. They're sure they're right. And they're sure they got a pleasing personality. You and I, we're humble enough to look through a different lens and go, but am I? Where could I get better? Where could I leave a better emotional wake in my life? Number 8, Soto, you talked about this. Sympathy and understanding. Understanding where people are coming from is the only way you can help them get to where they want to go. You got to understand where they're coming from. And I get it. One of my pleasing personality things I'm working on is being more patient. I get it. I'm with you though. I'm just like, I want everybody to move fast, but you got to understand where people are coming from. You got to understand where people are coming from. Here's a truth that will mess you up. At least it messed me up when I wrapped my mind around this. Everybody's always acting the best way they know how with the information they've come to accept. Everybody's always acting the best way they know how with the information they've come to accept. That's why you see people do things. You're like, why are they doing that? They're not doing it to mess up their life. They're not doing it to piss off everybody that they love. They're not doing it to do that. They're trying to get to a good result. They just have not accepted the information they need yet. It's crazy to think about, but that's 100% the truth. Nobody's making bad decisions because they're trying to screw things up. They just haven't come to accept information that they need. So when you approach people with that, seek first to understand before being understood. Understand where people are coming from, hear them out, and then help adjust them. And Soto, I know that's one of the reasons you've grown like crazy since you came on with us is you listen. You listen to people, you hear them out, you show love and empathy, sympathy and understanding. Number 8, according to Napoleon Hill. Number 9, mastery of detail. High achievers, people that lead at a high level, are not sloppy. Sloppy people never lead at a high level. They never get anything done. I'll tell you something. Well, I don't know if I want to tell everybody this. Well, I'll tell everybody this. So when I travel and I go do boot camps, I like to, if I'm working with someone, I like to not tell them to pick me up at the airport till the last minute. Sometimes it's be like, I was trying to get, Steven's pickup information. Yeah, it's on purpose. I'm trying to surprise you. I want to see what your car looks like when you don't know you're about to pick me up. I want to see what your car looks like when you don't have time to get it right. Why? Because it tells me something. It tells me where you're at in your leadership. People with cars that are just a wreck inside, they got crap everywhere. It's just an outward manifestation of chaos inside. And you say, crap, you see my car? Hey, here's all you gotta do. Just fix it. Just fix it. And then you just say, I'm a clean car person. I'm a clean car person. I show up. I'm crispy. I'm all the time. Yeah. I'm telling you, mastery of detail. And that might seem like I'm picking on a small thing, but I'm telling you, if you're going to lead at a high level, you can't be sloppy. You can't be constantly in a mess. I see people that, they're constantly in a mess. No, yet in another jam, yet in another jam. There's a sloppiness there that's holding them back. I'm telling you, number 9 is tied into number 6. Remember, number 6 was the habit of doing more than one's paid for. Those two are tied together. When you become a more than is expected person, you will become crisp. You will have mastery of detail. Mastery of detail. They know their stuff. They know what they're doing. They're crisp. I'm telling you, I see it hold people back in leadership. I'm just going, God, they make that change. They make that change and move up so quick. Mastery of detail. They're not constantly in one mess after another. I mean, if you're constantly in one mess after another, you're not gonna be able to lead at a high level because you're always playing from behind. You're always on defense, cleaning up the last mess. Mastery of detail is important. It's massive. All right, number 10, willingness to accept responsibility. A GMR is a responsibility. I'm committing to this. I'm committed. Soto, Jeremico, I mean, you guys, I can say this about you guys. You guys, like I say a lot about you guys, I love you. I love you guys like crazy. But I'm telling you, you have never, ever, 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 ever rolled anything to me. That's willingness to accept full responsibility. I've never, ever, 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 ever rolled anything to Andy ever in 20 years. That it's accepting responsibility. That's why you see them leading at a high level. And it's not just responsibility for this specific thing or that specific thing. It's an overarching concept in your life. Let me tell you something. The day you will feel the most freedom is the day you take 100% responsibility for everything in your life. Once you take 100% responsibility for everything in life, you will experience a freedom that you have not yet felt. And here's why it's so freeing. When we accept 100% responsibility, when we choose not to be like the rest of the world, that, you know, what's unfair and who's to blame, when we choose to accept 100% responsibility, we feel empowered because now we can fix it. Now we can fix it. If we don't like where we're at, which is always a good time of year to think about, what do I like where I'm at in 2020? Did I like what I get accomplished? I'm going through these same things myself. Like, where did we leave stuff on the field in 2020? Where can I get better? When you take 100% responsibility, when everything's your fault, you're free because now you can fix it. Those people out there that's everything's someone else's fault, they can't fix it. They can't fix it unless they get the whole world to all of a sudden come around and help them, right? They can't fix it because they don't take responsibility for it. Taking 100% responsibility for your life is massive. You cannot lead at a high level. Whether it's leading in your family or leading in your business, you cannot lead at a high level without accepting 100% responsibility. Everything is my fault. When it's my fault, I can fix it. When it's my fault, we can make massive, massive things happen. When 2020 is my fault, which by the way it is, right? What I didn't get done in 2020, what I don't like about 2020, that's when it's my fault. Now I can look forward and go, 2021, I'm gonna fix it. 100% responsibility. And you'll see people, they'll get to a certain level and they'll get stuck. What's holding them back? Accepting of responsibility at a higher level. That's what's holding them back. That's what's holding them back. All right, last one. And you see this all over our team. It's one of the reasons I'm so proud to be a part of this team. I see the way everybody works together. I love it. I see the dial jam, gives me chills to look at it. Which, by the way, dial jam starts up again at 2:30. Number 11 is cooperation. Let me tell you something. Personal experience. You're not going to win at a high level unless a lot of people want you to. You're not going to win at a high level unless a lot of people want you to. I remember I was with Andy Albright, and one of the executives, one of the big executives at one of the big insurance companies had gotten fired. And I was like, hey, that guy was smart. What happened? He said, Bo, you got to get along to go along. He didn't know how to get along. So he gone. I was like, makes sense. Cooperation, working as a team. I see it on this team. I love it. And it is, that's how he closes out his list. Cooperation, a willingness to be a part of a team. It's ironic that responsibility and cooperation are listed right by each other in this list in Think and Grow Rich. But then when you think about it, the ultimate team players, the ones that cooperate at the highest level, they're the most responsible people. They take responsibility for their part on the team. When Jeremico throws down what he's going to do in 2021, that's part of his cooperation is, I got this. I'm going to lead. I got this. When Soto throws down what he's going to do, when Soto helps people not on his team. Soto, God, dude, your heart. I love your heart, man. You help so many people. I love your heart. That's why I view you as a major league cooperation, man. You want to help the team. I'm telling you, these 11 things, the more I think about it, the more I want to talk about it. But we can't do that because we got a lot of stuff to get done today. And today's a key day to get those appointments for the next 2 days. So I know we want to get back on the dial jam. I hope that helps you guys. One thing I did forget to mention. So been a lot of questions about NatCon. It's been up in the air. Is it? So here's, as of today, I say as of today, because everything's subject to change. If you didn't like things changing fast, 2020 must have been rough on you. So here's the deal. NatCon will be a small gathering in Florida, invite only. Small gathering, invite only. So if you get your invite, I would jump all over it. So just wanted to get that out to everybody. That was changed as of Saturday morning. So here you go. All right. So let's get to the dial jam. Let's get after it. Everything Jeremico told you is 100% true. 20 years of doing this week between Christmas and New Year's is massive, massive, massive. I'm telling you, the momentum you create with the 10 days we've got left, you will be so grateful come the end of January that you poured it all out that week between Christmas and New Year's. You will be so grateful. I promise you. The end of January, you're going to look back like, Davies and Jeremico were right. Soto was right. They were right. Dadgummit, I'm glad I listened. I'm telling you. Holly and I love you. We want 2021 to be the best year in the history of your family, and it all starts now. Dial Jam starts back up at 2:30. Love y'all. Hammer down.